I've always had trouble sleeping. Some people read, some people pace, some people knock themselves out with pills. Me, I mess around with my old shortwave radio. Most nights, it's just static. Sometimes you'll stumble on truckers or late-night talk shows bleeding through. Once in a while, you'll catch one of those creepy number stations, mechanical voices reading off endless strings of digits. But last winter, I picked up something different. It started faint, like someone whispering through a blanket of static. I leaned in close, adjusting the dial until the sound sharpened. It wasn't music or numbers. It was a voice, a man's voice. Calm, old-fashioned, like the kind of announcer you'd hear in the 40s or 50s. He was reading names, dates, locations. At first, I thought it was a memorial broadcast, a reading of obituaries. But then I caught one detail that made me sit up. He said a name I recognized, a man who worked at the gas station down the road. He read it like this: James Riley, November 12th, Route 19, fatal collision. I didn't think much of it until the next morning, when I stopped for coffee. The station was closed, yellow tape across the lot. I asked someone standing outside what happened. They said a local guy, James Riley, died in a car crash the night before, on Route 19. I didn't sleep at all that night. The next evening, I turned the radio back on. Found the frequency again. Same voice, same format, names, dates, places, and every single one I checked out the next day came true. Accidents, fires, a suicide, always local, always accurate. I started writing them down in a notebook, obsessively, like I could prove to myself it was real. For weeks, I filled page after page. I tried telling a friend once, showed him the notes, played him the broadcast. But when he leaned in, all he heard was static. No names, no voice, just white noise. He laughed it off, said I needed to get out more. That's when I realized, whatever this was, it was only for me. At first I thought maybe it was a warning, a chance to stop things before they happened. But the moment I tried, I realized the broadcast wasn't just predicting, it was reporting. Like the disasters had already happened, in some place just slightly ahead of us. And nothing I did could change it. The more I listened, the more it started to feel like the station knew I was listening back. One night, the voice paused mid-broadcast. Dead air, then a faint crackle, and then it said, "To the man at 112 Brookfield Apartments. Stop listening." That was my address. I didn't sleep for days, but I couldn't stop either. The voice came every night now, stronger, clearer. My name started appearing in the lists. Not always me, but other people with my name. A John Miller in another county. A John Miller 3 states over. It felt like the circle was closing in. Then last week, it wasn't just a name. It was my name, my full name, my street, my building. The voice read it slowly, like it was savoring the words. Jonathan Miller, Brookfield Apartments, Unit 3C, fatal event, 3:17 a.m. I froze, checked the clock. It was 3:10. My stomach turned ice cold. I grabbed my keys, ran for the door. But the second I stepped into the hall, every light bulb flickered and popped. The exit sign above the stairwell fizzled into darkness. I bolted down the steps anyway, heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst. By the time I hit the lobby, the clock on the wall read 3:15, 2 minutes. I rushed to the parking lot, fumbling with my keys, trying to start the car. But when I turned the ignition, the radio inside came to life on its own. Static. Then that same voice, right there in the car with me. Jonathan Miller, fatal event, 3:17 a.m. The engine wouldn't start. The dashboard lights flickered like the car itself was being drained of power. And then, all the radios around me lit up. Parked cars, streetlights buzzing. Even my phone, though it was dead, began to hiss with static. Everywhere, the same voice, whispering my name. Jonathan, Jonathan. 3:16. I ran. Out of the lot, down the street, no idea where I was going, just away. The voice followed, not through speakers anymore, through the air itself. The static wasn't sound. It was inside my head. 317. I remember stumbling into the middle of the road, headlights blinding me, horn blaring, and then nothing, just static. I don't know how I'm telling you this, or if I am. Maybe you're just hearing the broadcast. Maybe I'm the name being read now, somewhere in your static. If you've got a radio, don't tune it. Don't go looking for the signal, because once it finds you, it never lets go.